Hi, folks. Welcome to a new and exciting episode of the Journalism 200 show. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to use Soundslides, which is a application that was developed about 10 years ago, back in the early days of multimedia journalistic storytelling, back when Soundslides, or slideshows, I should say, were a particularly big deal. It was developed by journalists for journalists, and it was originally a standalone desktop application, but it's now been revamped as a web-based application. So this is it, and it's pretty simple to sign up. You would just go to this page right here. I've already signed up, but basically you would enter an email address and a password, and then it's going to send you a verification like what you're typically used to when you sign up for one of these kinds of things. There's a 14-day free trial, but that won't give you a high-definition slideshow. Your other option is to cough up $3 a month. You can cancel at any time, but that will allow you full functionality of the site, which means that you'll be able to create like high-definition slideshows, and also I think there's probably other options, but I can't remember what they are offhand. So anyway, go ahead and sign up if you want by doing create your account. And what I'm going to do is just walk you through how to use this to create your own slideshow. So basically I'm going to log in. And it's telling me basically that my slideshow is, my free account is going to expire pretty soon. Now if I go to the main page, let me just show you guys this really quickly. So this would just be the main page if you weren't signed in, weren't signed up, etc. You would see they have this demo. Now I'd recommend watching this anyway, regardless of whether you choose to go with Soundslides as a program, or if you want to use Adobe Spark or some other application to put together your slideshow. And why do I say that? Because it's an excellent example of exactly the kind of slideshow that this assignment for multimedia journalism was originally designed for. And just to give you guys a few seconds of what I'm talking about.
And 775. It was a store in 1845. It's the oldest country store in America in continuous operation. The same family. I'm fifth.
So you can see kind of the way this was put together. This is exactly the kind of genre or medium that we're working in. So I'm actually going to use this slideshow as a demo to show you how to use the editor. So here we are. Now, if you were to want to create your own slideshow, here's the demo right here. Here's the one we'll be using. But what you would do if you were creating your own, which you will be, is you would go to here, you would click on this, and you'd have your photos already on your desktop, and so you'd be able to upload them here. You'd have put together your audio track, both through doing the raw recordings and then working that up using Audacity as your editor, saving that as an MP3, and then once that's ready, you would upload that here. So once you have that, let me show you how the interface works. So this is the interface. It's called the timeline editor. Okay, and this is what you're going to use to put together your photos and your audio track. So I click on this, and what I have here is I have all the photos for the slideshow shown up here. I have the big screen showing me how that's all going to look, and then down across here I have the way the photos correspond with the sound file, as you can see like this. Now I can zoom in and out over here down at the bottom right, so that if I zoom out I can now see the entire show. Okay. Now this is a really simple and powerful way to control the whole slideshow, because what I can do is I can simply If I want this image to appear later in the show, like a few seconds later, I can simply move it like that. Now I'm going to hit Command Z to undo my action because I actually don't want to mess with this too much. But again, I can change the order simply by grabbing a photo and moving it like that. Okay, or I can change how long the image stays on the screen, and when they switch in relation to the sound file by simply grabbing it and moving it back and forth along here like that. Also, I have these controls. If I go to Project, I can decide, well, you know what? I really just want this thing to automatically have all of my photos on the screen for the same amount of time. So I would just hit that button. And this gives me different options for how I want the images to transition from one to the next. I can do cross fade, straight cut, fade in and out, etc. Or I can go in and I can make adjustments to the individual image this way. Okay, so if I want a slow fade between this image and the next one, but just only for this image, I have control over that right here. I should, I think. Now, that's pretty much everything about the interface that you really need to understand. It's really very simple and at the same time kind of powerful. The only other thing to show you guys is how you would create like text titles that appear. So for example, and you do that through what's called these overlays, which is right here. So for example, this file has these three bits of text that appear at different points in the show. Okay, if we look at this first one, it says it appears 6 seconds into the show, and it stays for about 6 seconds. So just to kind of illustrate that.
$7.75. It was a store in 1845. It's the oldest country store in America in continuous operation. The same family.
You can see it starts 6 seconds in, it lasts for 6 seconds. Okay. Now, let me just open this to show you something. If we go to here, it appears 1 minute and 33 seconds into the file. But when we open this up, we see this odd value. It says 93. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's say we wanted to add another title, a title of our own, okay? And we would add it right here, okay? So I'm going to delete this for a second so we can start from scratch. So what do we do is I'd add a lower third overlay, okay? That's an image like that, okay? Now, it's already given us this value, 13.4. Why? Because that's where this is, okay? So let me cancel out, move this thing by just selecting a different spot. Let's say I want it to appear right here to indicate, it looks like a cat, right? So there it is, okay? Actually, it looks like I can't do that because somebody else already picked that. So let me find a different spot where there isn't already an overlay. So let's say right here, okay? So let's say I want an image that says pen store right there, okay? I don't know why I would, but anyway, let's say I do. When I go to edit, it's already located where this is. Then I would simply do pen store. I'd hit save. It's, I can adjust how long it's going to appear on the screen. I hit save, and boom, there it is. It's appeared right there. Okay, so now if we were to play this thing,
experience was, and then there are days when I'm thinking about, man, there's stuff I need to be doing. And one more person walks in here and tells me about how.
Yeah, let me try that again because I made a little mistake while I was demonstrating. But let's say I want the pen store um, overlay to appear right at this point. Okay, so I just select here. Now, when I say add third overlay, it's going to enter that value in. It says 55.5, duration for 5 seconds. I'm going to call it pen store, hit save. It says it's going to appear here at 55 seconds. And so let me now just demonstrate. So we're now at 53 seconds, so it's going to appear at 55.
Wonderful experience for us. And then there are days when I'm thinking about, man, there's stuff I need to be doing.
And that's it. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about how this whole thing works. Let's see, I would show you how to change the font on that, but I don't see the controls there. But anyway, you can play with this program a little bit if you want to figure out how you might be able to change the fonts of these different overlays. But that's kind of detail that's not so important for right now. In any case, that's pretty much it. It's a very simple editor, and then at that point, the steps for exporting and uploading it to your blog are really pretty simple. What you do from there is you want to go to export. Now, if you have the free type, which is what this is, you're only going to have these very low definition options. Okay, anything above 504p, you're going to have to pay $3 a month for. But $3 isn't so bad, I don't think. In any way, you can cancel at any time. So really, you can just pay for 1 month for $3, and you'd be good to go. At that point, you want to hit export. I've already exported this video once, so that's why it's saying export again, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. What it's going to end up giving me, so I would just click that, is a MP4, in other words, just basically a pretty simple video like that. And I can go ahead and see that in my folder. It takes about 5 minutes for it to export this. Then once I have it, what I'd recommend you do is upload it to YouTube, because if you try to take your video and upload it directly to your Wix site, Wix is only going to give you a very limited amount of memory. So it's probably a good idea in general to save these to a YouTube site and to your own YouTube channel, and then basically import it into Wix from there. And so the way you do that is you would go to your YouTube channel. I already have a version of this that I uploaded, but you can't create a YouTube channel with your hawaii.edu Gmail, but if you create your own personal Gmail account, you'll be able to create a YouTube channel with that. And then you simply hit create a video, upload a video, and then you would go to the Finder, you drag it across in there. It's a pretty slow process, so I would give it, it can take anywhere from 10 or 15 minutes up to an hour, I would say. And then once you have it uploaded, what you do is you go to your Wix website. I'm going to embed my video in under the lectures section here. So at that point, I'm going to do add, and then go to video, and then YouTube, and then it kind of lets me move this around like that. And then I'm going to do change video, and then at that point I would just simply add the web address of the video web address that I have here, which would actually not be that, but it would be, like, for example, this. Hello, folks. So I would just simply copy this, paste this into Wix right here, and click out of it, publish, and you are done. That's pretty much it. So I hope that's all pretty straightforward. Best of luck with it.